Alright, here we go. One page English practice. It's Tuesday, week 45, and day 2, which is Tuesday. Let's read this page. How do I put this down here? Okay, so ahead of. If someone is ahead of you, they are directly in front of you. If someone is moving ahead of you, they are in front of you and moving in the same direction. I saw a man in a blue jacket 30 meters ahead of me. She walked ahead of Helen up the steps into the hotel. If an event or period of time lies ahead of you, it is going to happen or take place soon or in the future. I try to think about all the problems that were ahead of me tomorrow. She spent all night thinking about the future that lay ahead of her. We have a very busy day ahead of us today. In a competition, if a person or team does something ahead of someone else, they do it before the second person or a team. Robertson's team crossed 5 meters ahead of their rivals. If something happens ahead of schedule or ahead of time, it happens earlier than was planned. The dish may be prepared in the dish may be prepared a day ahead of time and refrigerated. If someone is ahead of someone else, they have made more progress and are more advanced in what they are doing. Henry generally stayed ahead of the others in the academic subjects. One step ahead of someone or something, see step, ahead of your time, see time. A ham. In writing, a ham is used to show that someone is being ironic. A ham is also used to show that someone wants to get another person's attention. It is not unknown for valuable display items to go. A ham missing. A hold. If you get a hold of someone or something, you manage to contact, find or get them. I tried again to get a hold of my cousin Joan. If you get ahead of yourself, you force yourself to become calm and sensible after a shock or in a difficult situation. I'm going to have to get a hold of myself. Ahoy! Ahoy is something that people in boats shout in order to attract attention. Ahoy there! Ship away! Ship ahoy! AI. AI is an abbreviation for artificial intelligence or artificial insemination. Aid is money, equipment. I see the bottom. No, okay. Aid is money, equipment, or services that are provided for people, countries, or organizations who need them but cannot provide them for themselves. Convoys delivering humanitarian aid to besieged or isolated communities. They have already pledged billions of dollars in aid. Food aid convoys. To aid a country, organization or person means to provide them with money, equipment or services that they need. The ministry is working through international associations to aid the refugees. Grant-aided factories. State-aided schools. To To aid someone means to help or assist them. A software system to aid managers in advanced decision-making. The hunt for her killer will continue, with police aided by the Army and Air Force. Aid is also a noun. He was forced to turn for aid to his former enemy. If you perform a task with the aid of something, you need to use that thing to perform that task. He succeeded with the aid of a completely new method he discovered. An aid is an object, device or technique that makes something easier to do. The book is an invaluable aid to teachers of literature. If something aids a process, it makes it easier or more likely to happen. The export sector will aid the economy recovery. Calcium may aid in prevention of colon cancer. An activity or event in aid of a particular cause or charity is intended to raise money for that cause or charity. A charity performance in aid of Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital. If you come or go to someone's aid, you try to help them when they are in danger or difficulty. Aid, collocations, aid, noun plus aid, development aid, food aid, government aid, state aid, adjective plus aid, humanitarian aid, legal aid, medical aid, military aid, foreign aid, international aid, overseas aid, economic aid, financial aid, verb plus aid, deliver aid, distribute aid, pledge aid, provide aid, cut aid, increase aid, suspend aid, withdraw aid, need aid, receive aid. And then we have a verb plus aid, which is collocation. It's like enlist aid, or like a person who's an aid. Noun plus aid, buoyancy aid, hearing aid, mobility aid, teaching aid. Adjective, electronic aid, navigational aid, visual aid, aid, refugees, aid economy, aid research, aid digestion, aid identification, aid understanding, aid handouts. These are synonyms. Aid is the handouts. Soldiers oversee the food handouts. Aid as relief, famine relief support. The government proposal to cut agricultural support by only about 15%. Her charity. Her husband is unemployed and the family depends on charity. Assistance. We shall offer you assistance with legal expenses up to 5,000. Backing. He said the president had the full backing of his government to negotiate a deal. Support. The Prime Minister gave his full support to the government reforms. Assistance. Since 1976 he has been operating the shop with the assistance of volunteers. Aid. It's the same as, pronounced same as aid. An aid is an assistant to someone who has an important job, especially in government or in the armed forces. A close aid to the Prime Minister. Aide de camp, aide de camp, aide de camp. An aide de camp is an officer in the armed forces who helps an officer of higher rank, aide de camp. A colonel who had been aide de camp to the king. Aide memoir. Aide memoir. Aide memoir is something such as a list that you use to remind you of something. Oh, cool. Aide memoir. Aide memoir. Aide memoir. AIDS. AIDS is a disease which destroys the natural system of protection that the body has against other diseases. AIDS is an abbreviation for acquired immune deficiency syndrome. Ail. If something ails a group or area of activity, it is a problem of source of trouble for that group. Ail. Group or for people involved in that activity. That's a crappy definition. A full-scale debate is underway on what ails the industry. Full-scale debate is underway on what ails the industry. It hurts. Nothing that ails is problem source of trouble. Aileron. An aileron is a section on the back edge of the wing of an aircraft that can be raised or lowered in order to control the aircraft's movement. Aileron. Aileron. Cool. Aileron. That's a cool word to know. Ailing. An ailing organization or society is in difficulty and is becoming weaker. The rise in overseas sales is good news for the ailing American economy. If someone is ailing, they are ill and are not getting better. Ailment. An ailment is an illness, especially one that is not very serious. The pharmacist can assist you with the treatment of common ailments. Alright, and now we have an aim, but it's such a long list, so we just read it tomorrow because it will take another 5 minutes. Alright, so if you haven't watched it, this is to practice vocabulary, increase vocabulary, practice pronunciation, and that's it. And I just do it not to break the chain. I try to upload every day. We'll see how long I last.